En god opgave, Mathilde.
These terrorists thought it would be easy. Just another helpless girl, surrounded by terrorists seconds away from being killed. She doesn't beg. She doesn't scream. Instead, she gives them a warning and tells them exactly who her father is. The deadliest military assassin.
Jeg så kun en mand.
Hvis det ikke er ham, hvem er det så?
Hvem er det så?
In Tallinn, Estonia, an old man and his young niece are looking at a red bicycle as a possible Christmas gift. The girl says she would prefer to wait for a blue bicycle instead. The old man tells her that nothing is certain in life and that Christmas is a long time away.
Aga mulle ei meeldi punane.
Elus ei ole midagi kinni. Võib-olla saad.
As they leave, the bicycle dealer makes a phone call to order a blue bicycle on the black market. We cut to a train station in Denmark, where a white van stops next to a blue bicycle, which belongs to Matilda, chained to a post. Two hooded men get out, cut the chain, put the bicycle into the van, and drive away. Next, we cut to Marcus Hansen, a soldier in Afghanistan. He calls his wife Emma, who tells him that their daughter's blue bicycle was stolen at the train station. Emma also mentions that the family car won't start.
Nej, hun har fået stjålet sin cykel nede på stationen, så jeg kører hende, men...
Marcus tells Emma that he has been ordered to stay in Afghanistan for another 3 months.
Jamen, de har bedt mig om at blive 3 måneder.
Emma and Matilda decide to walk to the train station. We now follow Otto Hoffmann and Leonard Ness at their work. They are busy presenting a seemingly worthless algorithm that they claim can be used to predict future events.
Den her algoritme vil i teorien, når vi en dag får processorkraft nok, alle hændelser er et produkt af en række forudgående begivenheder. At vi bliver nødt til at kategorisere dem som tilfældigheder.
Otto says that all events are products of a series of preceding events. But because we often have insufficient data, we categorize these events as coincidences. Their bosses aren't impressed with how long it has taken them or how much their research has cost the company to get to this conclusion. They are fired and pack up their personal things. As Otto rides the train home, he notices a tattooed man in the same car. He watches another man throw a sandwich and a drink into the trash before he exits the train. As Matilda and Emma board, the train is crowded, so Otto offers his seat to Emma. The train then slams into another train which rakes the right side of the car. Otto regains consciousness to see the wreckage around him. Back in Afghanistan, Marcus is informed that his wife has died in the train accident. Otto is at the hospital receiving treatment for his injuries. On his way out, he sees a grief-stricken Matilda receiving counseling. Marcus is released from duty in Afghanistan and flown home. Otto goes back to his apartment and watches the news report on the train crash, which is ruled as an accident.
Politiet oplyser, at de stadig foretager undersøgelser på stedet, og lige nu er der intet, der tyder på, at det er andet end en ulykke.
The news confirms that 11 people have died in the accident. The man with the tattoo that Otto saw on the train, as well as his lawyer, are 2 of the deceased.
Det var jo ørnen, der var blevet sat til at vidne mod sine gamle brødre.
He was a former bike gang member called Johan the Eagle, about to testify against his former gang, the Riders of Justice, and their leader, Kurt. Marcus arrives back from Afghanistan and goes to the hospital to see Matilda. He tries to console his grieving daughter. Otto approaches the authorities to discuss the probability that the train accident was not an accident. According to statistics, he mentions that both Eagle and his lawyer dying 13 days before they were due to testify is highly unlikely. The men thank him for stopping by, but do not think the man from the train who threw the food and drink into the trash is relevant to the accident.
Og der er ganske enkelt for meget, der peger i retning af, at det her ikke er en ulykke. Sandsynligheden for, at et kronvidne begge bliver dræbt i en togulykke 13 dage før han skal vidne.
Jamen, det er også yderst uheldigt, det der er sket, men der er...
At their home, Matilda and Marcus find it difficult to come to terms with the tragedy, causing a strain in their relationship. Otto meets with Leonard to discuss his theory that the train crash was not an accident. Otto asks Leonard if he can hack into the server of the chain of gyms called Fitness World to find information on the Eagle's habits. Otto states that the Eagle is a methodical person who works out every day. They need to establish that he uses the same treadmill each time. If so, he probably sits in the same train seat every day. This would indicate that Kurt, the motorcycle gang leader, would know where to target him on the train. Leonard agrees to help.
Ørnen trænede hver eneste dag, hvilket tyder på, at han var metodisk. Så der belæg for, at han også vil vælge det samme sæde, hver gang han kørte i tog.
Okay.
Tak, Lennart.
Marcus and Matilda attend Emma's funeral service. Later that evening, a tearful Matilda questions whether her mother's death was a coincidence or not. Marcus tries his best to comfort her amidst his own grief. Otto and Leonard drive to Marcus's home. They introduce themselves, and Otto tells him that he was on the same train as Emma and Matilda. Otto informs Marcus that the train accident wasn't a coincidence. It was probably a planned murder to eliminate a key witness about to give evidence against Kurt. Marcus invites them inside to continue the discussion. Otto shows Marcus the detailed information on the Eagle that Leonard got from hacking Fitness World. The Eagle's criminal record shows 6 cases of assault on various train lines. He always sat in the second row in the second carriage. Otto tells Marcus there was another man on the train who had thrown his food and drink into the trash before getting off. Emma and Matilda had then boarded. This man had been at Osterport Station the previous night and had free access to the parked freight train, which later hit the passenger train. Otto says the man in the photograph is the key. They just need to find out who he is. As they leave, Otto and Leonard decide to approach Emmenthaler, who is an expert using software for facial recognition. Marcus joins Matilda at the hospital where they are offered therapy to deal with their grief. Matilda says she thinks that it is a good idea, but Marcus declines. Later that evening, Marcus is angry that Matilda is home late and does not answer his calls. He finally hears her arrive and shouts at her to go inside. Her boyfriend Sirius tells him not to use that tone with her. Marcus punches him and Matilda runs towards the house, telling Marcus that he is insane. Sirius drives away on his motorcycle. Marcus stands outside Matilda's locked bedroom door and apologizes to her for his behavior. Matilda is compiling her own notes on the sequence of events from the day of the train crash as she continues to question whether it was a coincidence or not. The following day, Otto and Leonard go to Emmenthaler's apartment, telling him that they need his help with a murder case. They wait as Emmenthaler uses facial recognition software to identify the suspicious man who left the train seconds before the accident. He is an Egyptian from Cairo and is the only match above the 99.12 biometrical marker threshold limit. Otto asks him to lower the threshold of facial recognition to 95 and to look for matches with Danish addresses. The person with the highest percentage match in Denmark is Palle. Otto says he recognizes him from the train. Back at Marcus's home, Matilda is still very angry with him for punching her boyfriend. Marcus tries to make amends and suggests that Matilda invites Sirius for dinner. Otto, Leonard, and Emmenthaler go to see Marcus. They tell him that Palle is the brother of Kurt, president of the Riders of Justice. Palle is a trained electrical engineer who specializes in train components. The tattooed man in the train, who was also killed in the wreck, was about to testify against him. The group goes to Palle's house. They intend to interrogate him for information about the accident. Palle pulls a gun on them. They start to leave, but as they reach their car, Marcus turns back towards the house. Palle opens the door, brandishing his gun. Marcus loses control and kills him. Leonard enters the house and calls Emmenthaler to help him to dispose of the evidence. He then tells Marcus and Otto to wait in the car. Leonard searches for cleaning materials. When he sees a Ukrainian man, Bodashka, naked and gagged, he says nothing and leaves him there. He rejoins the others in the car. They drive Marcus back to his home. As he walks up the driveway, he sees a motorcycle which belongs to Sirius. Marcus greets him and apologizes. Sirius says he understands, as he knows they're going through a difficult time. Matilda and Sirius try to convince Marcus to speak to a crisis psychologist about his grief and violent behavior, but he refuses. He sees on the news that Kurt was acquitted on all charges because the witness, the Eagle, died in the train crash. The reporters are confused as to why Kurt is celebrating considering his brother has just been murdered. He tells them that Palle would have wanted him to celebrate, that justice has prevailed. Marcus summons Otto, Leonard, and Emmenthaler to the barn. He tells them to get all the information they can find about the Riders of Justice. He plans to avenge his wife's death. Otto agrees to get the information, but says he won't kill anybody. Matilda sees Marcus and the group of men leaving the barn together. She recognizes Otto as the man on the train and questions her father as to who the men are. Leonard lies to her, saying that they are a therapy group attempting to help him with his trauma. Leonard offers to be Matilda's therapist. He has seen 25 psychologists in 40 years and knows all the terminology. Matilda pours her heart out to him, saying she feels nothing and is sad every day. The writers torture Bodoshka for information. He tells them he only remembers seeing one man who is well-dressed. He heard the man calling to someone named Emmentaler.
Jeg så kun en mand. Men så, jeg hørte dem råbe en navn. Ennetame, som Ostermann.
Emmentaler.
Back at Marcus's barn, Emmentaler is attempting to set up the computers, complaining that if anything gets his blood boiling, it's monitors with bad resolution.
Hvis der er noget, der kan gøre mig rasende, så er det skærm med dårlig opløsning.
They go back into the house where Emmentaler continues to rant about the computer's small processors. He demands that they collect his servers and monitors from his apartment immediately.
Nogen må køre ind og hente min server.
Leonard, who is counseling Matilda, is offended by Emmentaler's bad behavior, calling him an arrogant diva. Matilda says something's not right to Sirius as they watch the group of men leave to collect the monitors. As they drive to the apartment, Leonard tells Marcus there is nothing embarrassing about him needing trauma counseling. Marcus is angry and tells them not to say another word. The writers are waiting outside Emmentaler's apartment, and when they see the group arrive, they force Bodoshka to identify him. The writers shoot at the group as they approach the front door. Marcus runs to one attacker, takes his weapon, and kills the others. Leonard begs Marcus not to kill Bodoshka, who is sitting handcuffed in the car. They rescue him and take him with them. Marcus has collected all of the attackers' automatic weapons. Leonard reassures Bodoshka that they will not kill him and removes his handcuffs. They all return to Marcus's house to hide from the rest of the riders who are looking for them. Emmentaler says he is able to use Leonard's computers, although it will be difficult on his useless hardware. The group demands weapons training. If they are to continue, Marcus tells Emmentaler to get the equipment up and running, and then he will train them using sticky notes. Matilda has made a timeline on her bedroom wall of events relating to her mother's death. She gradually works her way back to the day her bike was stolen at the train station. The following morning, Bodoshka, now seemingly a part of the family, gives Matilda a gold chain and tells her she is beautiful. He gives her a packed lunch and wishes her a good day at school. Marcus, Otto, Leonard, and Emmentaler are in the barn discussing their revenge for the 22 remaining riders. Marcus warns them that as soon as the gang realize that they are under attack, it will be harder to get to Kurt. Emmentaler tells him that Kurt is never alone and always has at least 10 men with him. When Leonard suggests that they attack the riders at their clubhouse, Emmentaler shows them how the clubhouse is under constant surveillance by the police and Danish intelligence. Marcus takes the group into the woods to start their weapons training. He is impressed with the speed and accuracy that Emmentaler displays when assembling his weapon and asks if he has any previous military experience. He tells Marcus he has no training. He just likes assembling things. Much later that day, Emmentaler tells the group in the barn that Kurt and a group of 12 men will be going to a restaurant called Entorini at the docks at 7 that night. Emmentaler tells Marcus that he can come with him and explains a strategy for their plan to succeed. He is nervous but happy when Marcus agrees. Emmentaler goes into the house to call Leonard and Otto, who are having dinner with Matilda, Sirius, and Bodoshka. He tells them that they need to leave immediately and that Marcus will explain everything to them in the car. As they travel towards the restaurant, Otto repeatedly questions Marcus about the way he speaks to Matilda. Marcus warns him to stop talking, and when Otto continues, Marcus punches him and leaves him on the side of the road. As they drive away, Leonard tells Marcus that Otto's daughter died in a car accident when he hit a tree in 2002. The accident permanently damaged Otto's arm. They arrive at the restaurant and see Kurt greeting 3 of the gang members. Marcus tells Emmentaler to get ready and Leonard to stay in the car. More people emerge from the restaurant, including a few biker girls they did not expect to see. They remain in their car as the girls walk away from the restaurant and Kurt drives away. Marcus and Emmentaler run down the road along the side of the parked cars. And Marcus opens fire on some of the gang members. Marcus manages to kill the man on his own. Emmenthaler apologizes to Marcus for lagging behind and for being incapable of killing the man who lay on the ground in front of him. As Otto regains consciousness and walks back to the house, Marcus sees him and stops the car on his way home to give him a ride back. The following morning, Otto goes to speak to Matilda in her room. He sees Matilda's wall with the detailed timeline of the events that led to her mother's death in the train wreck. Otto tells her it will never make sense to her, and thinking about it further will just be a waste of time. Back at the barn, Bodoshka explains to Leonard that Pale was definitely not on the train that crashed. Pale and Bodoshka were together in Germany at the time. They flew back and landed on the Monday after the incident. Leonard goes to check the facial recognition result again and is shocked. Otto had convinced Emmenthaler to accept a less accurate facial recognition result. The suspicious man on the train was actually an innocent Egyptian tourist who resembled Pale. Emmenthaler says that statistically it is nearly impossible, but the evidence they had relied on to prove that it was not an accident was based on a simple coincidence that the two men resembled each other. Their crusade against the riders was committed in error. Upon learning this, Marcus leaves the barn and goes to the bathroom in his house. He finally breaks down due to his ongoing grief, anger, and frustration. Otto goes to comfort and console him as Marcus lies crying on the floor of the bathroom, broken in his anger. Later that evening, Otto tells Marcus that he has to get help to deal with Emma's death, as he has a responsibility to Matilda. Otto says he misses his daughter every day and has nothing to be proud of, but Marcus still does. Otto continues saying he wishes that he was Marcus. He tells him to build a relationship with Matilda and that it will take time before it all makes sense. That night, as Sirius walks towards his motorcycle, he is attacked by the riders who threaten to break his fingers unless he tells them Otto's whereabouts. Marcus hears a noise and runs from the barn towards the house as the riders open fire on the group. He tells Matilda to run to her room and stay under the bed. Otto and Leonard are injured. Marcus is badly wounded. He sends Leonard to collect the dismantled guns stored at the foot of the stairs. The riders enter the house. Matilda is discovered under her bed and taken hostage. Marcus is called to the door where he sees Matilda being held outside at gunpoint. He drops his weapons. Otto, Leonard, Emmenthaler, and Bodoshka ambush and kill the riders. Marcus comforts Matilda, who has been shot, and carries her to a tree where he sinks to the ground. She tells him the ambulance is on its way. Marcus apologizes to Matilda and says that he should have listened to her, and admits he needs grief counseling. The movie flashes forward to Christmas, where the entire group are present to celebrate and exchange gifts. Marcus and Matilda give Emmenthaler a French horn that he used to play very well in the past when he was much younger. Otto encourages him, and he starts to play again flawlessly. Matilda's Christmas gift is a new red bicycle. At another house in Tallinn, the girl from the opening scene receives Matilda's blue bicycle as her gift from the old man.